Okay, welcome to the third video for this particular little project. Here you have guided practice activity 2, and I have labeled at the top. Please open a new tab for this section. So what I'm going to do is pull up I already have a new tab, but I'm going to label it activity 2, something that goes along with that. And this is where I'd like you to write some formulas. You're not going to be doing nearly the amount of work that you were doing in the previous couple of videos. These are just dealing with figuring out two things. So I think there's, let's see, and the file for this is on Canvas, or you can just pause the video, because what I'll do right now is I'll just sort of scroll through them. There's 1, there's 2 and 3. I think there's 5 of them, and there's 4 and 5. And for all 5 questions, what you're going to do is you're going to answer A and B are the same thing for each of the 5 questions. A is the weekly rate, or the daily rate, or the monthly rate. So it all corresponds to what kind of period is associated with your annual percentage rate. So what you're going to do first, that weekly rate is your periodic rate. So they're keeping it really simple. They're not making you do anything crazy. Okay, so you're going to take that periodic rate of 8%. Let's do the first one together, and then you can do the other 4. But I still want you, in the first one, I want you to build those formulas for it in your Excel spreadsheet. So you're going to take the 8%, and you're going to divide by the number of weeks in a year, which is 52. So you could probably set up a formula really easy for that. I'm not going to tell you how to do it, because I think you should already know how to do that. And then part B is going to ask you, what is the first week's interest? And remember, that's the balance or the principal, which is really the principal for the first week. But in this case, they're calling it balance times the periodic or weekly rate. So whatever you get from here, it's going to be your balance times whatever rate you get from part A. I'll just put part A rate. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like for all 5 of those questions. You're going to use that formula for all of them. But in the case of a daily, you're not going to divide by 52, because there's 365 days in a year. Monthly, you already know that you divide by 12, because there's 12 months in a year. Monthly. So that shouldn't be too hard. In fact, I think 3, 4, and 5 are actually easier, because we've already done an example of that with the TV, going into the dorm and buying the TV on the credit card example at the beginning. So those should go into that sheet. So I'd like to see 5 problems, however you want them represented, in this sheet, and answering A and B in this sheet. And you can type in a cell, like if you want to put some text or some commentary in there, that's totally fine. But I should be able to see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I should be able to see the formulas. So I don't want to just see numbers. And I should be able to see answers to A and answers to B. Okay? That's all for this video. Come back when you're done with that, and we will work on the very last task.